Hey Marvel fans! So I thought since we're not so patiently waiting for the Far From Home trailer, I'm looking at you Sony, that I would do a video about my five-ish theories for Avengers Endgame. I've been getting a lot of questions asking me my thoughts on different aspects of the trailer and just in general going forward what I think is going to happen with Avengers Endgame. So I thought, why not do a video? So these are my theories. I'm going to start off with Captain Marvel because I get asked this probably more than anything. Where is Captain Marvel? Why didn't we see Captain Marvel? Or people just saying they're mad because they didn't see Captain Marvel. Guys, you should know this by now. You are not going to see Captain Marvel anytime soon until her movie has been released. I don't think we will see her at all in any TV spot or teaser for Endgame until Captain Marvel has been in theaters for at least a weekend. Now, we could get a hint of her somewhere, like maybe a little like solar flare and you're like, ooh, is that Carol? But I don't think we're gonna get a definite there she is until we've seen the movie and we figure out where she is when she gets that page from Fury. My theory is she will be the one to save Iron Man and Nebula from floating in space. Rocket could also be the one that saves them, or they could just meet at the ship at the same time. Because Rocket's nowhere to be seen in the Endgame teaser, and we know that he was last seen on Earth. So where is Rocket? Did he stay in Wakanda to help the search and rescue efforts? Or did he zoom out to space? I personally think he probably grabbed the first spaceship he could and hauled tail to space. Because his family, he just lost Groot again, so the rest of his family, his ragtag family, the last he saw them was in space. So I think the first thing he would have done was find a ship and get out of Earth and go look for the rest of the Guardians and to see who remained. Or Captain Marvel will also find them on her way to Earth to rendezvous with Captain America and the rest of the Avengers. Now, I'm hoping that Carol and Rocket have their comic book moment in Captain Marvel so that if they do in fact meet again in Endgame on the ship prior to meeting up with the entire team, that they have their Rocket, Captain Marvel, or I'm sure he might call her something a little snarkier, because we all know Rocket is not a fan of her flirkin' cat. So I'm hoping we have that whole panel from the Captain Marvel comics come to life in the Captain Marvel movie. That's just my personal thought. The second thing I've been asked a lot about is the quantum realm and how did Scott get out? Now, I wrote an entire post about this when Ant-Man and the Wasp came out. I explained how he was going to get out and who was going to get him out. And so if you haven't read that, I will link it below, but I'm going to share it right here. When I got the chance to interview Lawrence Fishburne, he said, who's left alive that knows about the quantum realm? This guy. We have Ant-Man stuck in the quantum realm. We have Dr. Foster, who happens to know all about it. And then in the trailer, we have Scott Lang at Avengers headquarters. Pretty sure Bill Foster got him out. There's been some theories he might have had a disc and he got out the same way he got out the first time in Ant-Man. That's also true, but he's wearing the new suit, I'm assuming, in the quantum realm. And those new suits work a little bit differently, as we learned in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So I'm going to go with old Lawrence Fishburne on that one, and I'm going to say Bill Foster got him out. Now, the whole deal about the archive. So if you watch closely in the teaser of Endgame, when Captain America and Black Widow are looking at the screen, and Scott's like, hey guys, buzz me in. I'm like, it's me. You remember me from the airport? I got really big. It's me, Cap. We're besties now. It says archive in the top left corner of the screen. Now, I didn't notice that the first time, but I have noticed it since. And I'm like, man, are the Russo brothers trolling us? I mean, that's always a strong possibility. Is it old footage? It doesn't seem old footagey though. Old footagey, is that a word? It doesn't seem like old footage. Theory on why it says archive is it could well be an archive, but I don't think it's an old archive. I think Scott quite possibly made it back to Avengers headquarters before Steve and Natasha got out of Wakanda, because with half the entire universe's population gone, it might have been difficult to wrangle a ship and get back. We also don't know how long it takes to fly from Wakanda to New York, and Scott's already in the US, and he can fly by ant. So he very well could have beaten them there, said, hey guys, it's me, realized no one was home, and is just hanging out nearby somewhere, maybe getting some shawarma, because I'm pretty sure the shawarma guy is probably still alive. Like, I mean, he survived the Battle of New York. I feel like he should survive the Thanos snap, don't you? Or it's just a recording and it's creating an archive while it's recording a live feed. Because we all know computers back up their systems. I'm assuming Avengers headquarters backs up everywhere and everything, so they know all the things that are going on at all times. And I know that's a pretty lame explanation, but again, the Russo brothers could be trolling us, making us think like, oh, it's the time travel theory and it's this and it's that, or what does this mean? And it means nothing. It just means it's how the computer works. Number 3, what is going on with Thanos? Well, we see Thanos as Farmer Thanos in the trailer, which totally had me excited because it's straight out of the comic books. His armor's hanging up as a scarecrow. Then we see Thanos walking through like the tall grasses of wherever he happens to be. It reminded me of Gladiator when Russell Crowe's character, he feels like he's in Elysium and he's walking through his old fields and his hands trailing along the tall grass and it's towards his family who has been killed. I think Thanos is still that complex character where he's psychotic, but he still has feelings. Now, what's interesting is we don't see the gauntlet. At the end of Infinity War, if you pause it just right, and I have that in my Easter egg post, the gauntlet's still on his arm and it looks pretty jacked up. Like the snap apparently caused some issues, almost like it short-circuited and it's damaged. Now, I don't think he can get it off his hand. Maybe it's sitting in his hut somewhere covered in dust, but I think it's actually still stuck to his hand. And maybe it can't come off until someone worthy of it can take it off or trick it off or something. And that makes me wonder and theorize that whoever gets the gauntlet from him, whether it is Nebula like the comic books have her doing, or it's Cap or whoever, that they might die undoing what he did. And I really hope that's not what happens. How will our heroes win? That's another question I get asked a lot. My theory is someone will get the gauntlet from them. I know there's the quantum realm theories and there's the time travel theories, and I think all of that will come into play. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be someone's going to have to wear the gauntlet, someone's going to have to wield the power and turn back time. And that's what happens in the comic book. Nebula gets it, and she undoes everything that he did except the fact that he had the gauntlet. She wants to go back in time, as you see. She starts here, and in case you've never seen what Nebula looks like in the comic books, she's kind of terrifying. That corpse-looking thing, yeah, that's her. So she gets the gauntlet from him. Again, pretty gross and terrifying. And she reverses everything. And she becomes whole again. I would love to see her snap and be back in like normal form, whatever she happened to look like prior to all of his psychotic replacing her body parts thing. The final theory I want to talk about is Loki. And I'm not just saying that because I love Loki and Thor and I don't want to see Tom Hiddleston go. There are the rumors that Loki, Tom, has been seen on set. Now that could be a nod to the time travel and going back to the Battle of New York in the first Avengers, or he could be back. Now, how can he be back? If you don't know, comic books love to kill people and then love to bring them back because they're different timelines, they're different dimensions, they're different universes. So could Loki come back? Yes, he could. I mean, there's the rumors that he didn't actually die. I don't know if I don't believe he didn't actually die. I think he was transported to Helheim. And who happens to probably be also hanging out in Helheim because it's her realm? Hela. I'm just saying. I loved Hela. I loved Hela as a villain. I loved her, the dynamic that she brought to Ragnarok and her interactions with Thor and Loki. Because she's not also wholly bad. She was kind of made that way, and she's the goddess of death. So at the end of the day, what is she going to do? She's going to do death. So did Surtur kill her? I don't think so. I mean, I think he just sent her back to where she came from. And that is where I think Loki ended up, and possibly Heimdall. I think they could both come back if Thor and maybe Banner, not sure, but definitely Thor, journeys to Helheim to whether it's to strike a bargain with her or something. I think he might barter for Loki to come back. Now, in the comic books, Loki and Heimdall have both died, and they're reincarnated when Asgard comes to Earth. Now, where is the last place the Asgardians were going? It was Earth. Now, I don't know if the MCU is going to go the reincarnation route. I feel like it would have to be explained a little bit, and they don't really have time to do that in this one. But there's less explanation needed if they're just traveling to go, hey, hello, what's up? We're used to different realms at this point. We know the 9 realms exist. There's no explanation needed. We're in Helheim. It's like hell. It's where the dead are. We need Loki back. So, can I take him? Because we need him. Side note, I'm super psyched for the Disney Plus streaming service with the new Marvel content that's going to come, especially the Loki series, because it is Tom. Like, thank goodness. Some fans think that what we saw in that trailer is not even in the movie, and it's just another troll effort by the Russo brothers. Now, while that is 100% possible, I don't think so. Now, could we be seeing stuff we're absolutely 100% not going to see, not even in the bloopers and the outtakes and the deleted scenes? Oh, for sure. I mean, hello, the Hulk running through Wakanda in the Infinity War trailer. It could be that each trailer or each tease could be a different aspect of a reality that Doctor Strange saw. That's also a possibility. And it would be kind of cool because you would definitely go into the movie theater knowing nothing. If each time they gave us a trailer, it was something different or something slightly different, like enough different that if you're really paying attention, you're like, wait, what? That goes against the last trailer. It's totally possible that we're not going to get the full picture of anything, like any aspect of this film, until the actual theatrical release. Although Ronan, hello, I'm so excited for him. Of course, when we finally get the Far From Home trailer, I'll be back to talk about that. Bye.